Hello makers and welcome back to Making with Miss Dobras. All right, let's get right into it. Today we are going to make an Origami Magic Star. This is what I like to call the original fidget spinner. This thing is awesome. It's classic origami. It's modular, which means you make units and you put them together. And you do not use scissors and you do not use glue. And you come up with this awesome star that folds into itself and keeps on folding. So this thing is really fun and it takes some patience, but you can totally do it. And I love to do this project after we do our radial symmetry project with origami because, spoiler alert, this samurai fold, this yellow one right here, is the base unit for this. So after you know how to do this fold, then you can make this. All right, so you take the samurai fold right here, and then if you flip it over and just do the exact same fold on the back, so it looks like this, this is the unit to make this. And you have to make 8 of these units in any color to make this. And then you put them together. So it's really cool. And it's a great follow-up to this project that we did last week, where we did some radial symmetry designs, some symmetrical designs using origami, okay? So we're going to use this fold right here, and we're going to make 8 of these units, and we're going to make an origami magic star. Okay, let's do it. All right, the materials you need to make an origami magic star are just paper, but you need square paper. Now, I'm going to be using just Post-its today, and this is Post-its that has no sticky on it, but you can try it with the sticky ones too. But most importantly, you just need square paper. Now, you can use classic origami paper, but if you don't have that, you can use regular paper. You just have to cut it down into a square. And I'm going to show you how to take a regular piece of paper like this, it could be white paper, any color paper, recycled paper, and turn it into some squares, okay? Because I know we're working on budgets here and not all of us have origami paper. So let's do it. All you need is paper for this. So we've done this a lot. This is a rectangular piece of paper. It's 8.5 by 11. And to make this into a square, we take this top corner and we fold it down to the bottom. And we line it up so there's a nice point here. And we fold it down. See how I'm going to the middle first and then out. Okay, so I folded it down there. And I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to cut off this end. Okay? Now, classic traditional origami does not use scissors or glue. But right now, we're not doing the origami. We're just prepping for it. We're making squares of paper. Okay, so now we have a square. Okay, so now we want to cut this into 4 smaller squares. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half. And again, the better you do your folds, the better they'll come out. Okay, so we're trying to get perfect squares. Now I'm going to open it up like a book and then I'm going to rotate it and do it again. Fold it over. Okay, and then I'm going to open it up. Now, I have 4 squares here, okay? All right, so I marked on it so you can see the 4 squares right there. If you choose to draw on your paper, I recommend doing it in pencil so you don't have marks on your paper because those will show up on your final product. But as you can see, I'm just cutting this into 4 squares, right? So this was our original piece of paper. It was 4 squares and I cut off this 1 strip on the side. That's how you turn a rectangle piece of paper into smaller squares. And then you can use this as a bookmark or something else. All right, so now we have paper and we can start our project. All right, so we need 8 pieces of square paper to get started. This takes 8 units and we're gonna make 8 of these little units and put them together. And if you don't see what it looks like, I can unfold it. There we go. So each of these units is one of the tips of the star. Okay. All right. So we're going to make this unit. And just so you know that this is the samurai fold that we've done, that we've worked with before. and you just take this samurai fold and you flip it around and you do the back. So in order to do it, you put the points towards your tummy and you fold it in half diagonally, point to point, and then you open it up, rotate it, and you do it again, diagonally in half, point to point. You know you did it correctly if you have 4 triangles. And then you fold it in half horizontally so that when you open it up, it's almost like a book fold, right? And then you put it down. And there should be 2 places on this where you can stick your thumb in on the side. Okay, so my thumb naturally goes in there and it naturally goes in there. And what you're trying to do is fold it together to make it into one triangle. So you have to kind of go slow, you have to look at the lines, and you fold it together. So we just folded that into a triangle. So again, you open it up, and 2 areas are gonna, your thumb is gonna naturally want to go there, okay? The areas where it goes in, you push it in, right there, okay? Then you fold each side down, the edge towards the middle point, and you do it again on the other side. And that is our samurai fold, and we call it a samurai fold because it looks like a samurai helmet. And then you flip it over and you do the exact same fold on the back. And that is 1 unit for this. All right, let's do it. Let's make a bunch more. We've got to do 8 of them, so we're going to have to fast forward this. All right, so now we have all of our 8 units, and this is our model here, and we have to put them together. So to put them together, I recommend bringing a pencil or something with a point, because what you're going to have to do is my pattern is going to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So you take the first 2 that you want to connect together, and you line them up. So you just stack them right on top of each other. You see, like that? You just match them up and line them up. And then where they're touching, right here, the 2 points that are touching, I am going to open these pockets. There's these little pockets right here. And I find it, if you open them up with a pencil, you can open those pockets up, and then you're going to stick the points into those pockets, okay? Now I find if you open them up with a pencil, it's a lot easier. And then you slide it in. And you want to slide it in all the way so these 2 corners meet. So you don't want to leave it right there. You don't want to have that little gap. You want to slide it all the way in. Once you got it all the way in, then you just carefully fold it back, okay? So you're just putting 1 set of the points in, so not both, okay? And there we have the first part of it, okay? So now we have to do the next one. So I'm going to take it, and again, I'm going to line it up right here. And the points that are touching, those are the ones I'm going to put into it. And you don't always use the pencil to open the pockets. And you get better at it. At first, it's pretty hard, but then you get a lot better. But you slide them in. You make sure they go in all the way. And this is where your folds come in, really. If you have good folds, it goes in better. And if your folds are not so great, then it's a little harder. Okay. See that? Now this is the part where you really have to have patience, okay? So this is a good time to take a mindful moment, a mindful breath, because it took me a while to figure out how to slide them in, and it can be very frustrating sometimes to get them in there. And that's why I like to use this pencil to kind of open up those pockets, and it makes it a little bit easier. You'll get better at it, but you have to have patience. One more thing, it's very easy to be so focused on getting the points in the pocket that you do it upside down, okay? So I'm going to show you how not to do it, but you can often spend all this time trying to get it in, only to realize that you put it in like the wrong way, upside down. So that's the wrong way. So again, you place it right next to it, and then you put the points in the pocket. It doesn't matter which color you put in what. And you only put in one side. There we go. Okay, so when you get to the end, I'm smushing it together, and now we just have to put the final ones together. And then the first time you do it, you kind of have to teach it how to go. So you take all the points with your fingers. You see how I did that? Ooh, it looks like a flower. And then you just slowly and carefully flip it inside out. Oh yeah, that is looking awesome. And then if you keep flipping it, it should stay together. And then after you do it a few times, it kind of understands where it's supposed to go, and it'll get easier. Nice, really cool. All right, there we have it, the amazing Magic Star. And when you start to fold it together, you get all kinds of cool patterns. I mean, even that is cool. And you push it through. Ah, never-ending fun. And believe it or not, this is all just with folded paper. No glue, no tape. It's amazing, right? All right, everyone. Have fun with it. And as usual, stay safe and keep on making. That's all for now.